Yeah, it's just the charger.
Rob is supposed to come through.
Which Rob?
With the clothing brand, my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted to do something like well, he was supposed to get here really early so we could like do this intro with his camera.
Oh, okay.
He was gonna like edit it up for us.
So maybe we'll do it at the end, depending on what time he comes or something.
I gotta get Brandy in here with the t-shirt thing.
Yeah. Let me do. Let me go ahead and get this thing started.
She can do like a totally custom.
From the Sunshine State, the great state of Florida, and what does your Uncle Charlotte always say? The Florida. I'm Big Bubba cross my black car. It's booby traps and pit bulls cross my backyard. I'm still strapped, boy, these handguns on Vanguard. I like going against the grain cause my head hard. Bae, I used to thug hard to see this crack hard. I don't thug nothing but the motherfucking task force. Me and Tyreek running shit, we like the fat boys. Paid cash for it, so I try this shit and fast forward. I put it all in your face like you asked for. Most of you love frontin' like the dashboard. I get it chalked out like the blackboard. I got the ghetto off glass like the backboard. Most of my niggas ride till it ain't no gas for. We been outside like ain't no map for. Been outside like ain't no map for.
I swear to God, these motherfucking jits in Florida is different. Man, I was at this house the other night. Gave her little son one melatonin, thinking this little motherfucker gonna go to sleep. Hell no, the little motherfucker ain't go to sleep. I ended up giving this little the whole goddamn bottle. He ate them all. It was up all motherfucking night.
I'm in all white ones. Picture could get me a Cy Young. We feel like nuns, no giving like Spice One. We feel like bums. Don't change, then I might run. Feel like buns. Shit sit when the price jump. I got white bumps. These bags kill it price plump. You only die once. I know you a snake with a sliced tongue. I can't trust you, I'ma dust you. Ain't no checking temperature. It's you, then it's you. These laws I'm stuck to. You know how many 12-12s I run through? My get cut, but my girlfriends get cut loose. My get hit like kung fu. I love the streets, but they never told me I love you.
Yeah, I already know. I'm straight from Florida, G. You know, bottom of the motherfucking map. Home of motherfucking Uncle Luke. Home of Trick Daddy. Home of Kodak Black. Nothing but gold T-Wicks and motherfucking sticks. You already know. Bottom of the map. FLA. Shaped like a motherfucking Hezbollah. Have you, want it. I ain't got no damn business at church. Cause all I be doing is looking at damn prints in that bitch. I'm talking about, man. You know how up it is? Like, you ever got hard in church before? Like, ain't that some shit? You get hard in church and you in there like, you know you wrong. You know you wrong, but...
From the Sunshine State, the great state of Florida, and what does your Uncle Charlotte always say? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx. And
Welcome back. You're back on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Don't forget we're available on all, and I do mean all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Bubba's back in town.
Yeah, you missed a week. You had a good story for us? Time away?
Pink did an admirable job here with a friend of the show, Jackie. They did an awesome job here last week.
Yeah.
And now I'm back here. But yeah, I was no good stories. I was just on a work trip in Houston, and it changes every year. Next year it's going to be in LA. I've never been on the West Coast.
Oh, it's like a convention?
It's a convention. It's a recruiting convention. Essentially for people of color, not just black folks. But yeah,
was it your specific company?
No, it was a ton of companies. Our company was just there.
Okay.
Also looking for talent.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. And as the top dog recruiter for my company, they send me out, and I get to meet a lot of new people. And I say this all the time, man. You know, it's funny because you're in these two different environments of on my alone personal time. I frequent Caribbean events, and when it's in the summer, it's not a lot of clothing that they're wearing. You know what I mean? So that's always nice to see Caribbean and African American women in less clothing. But right there on the same level, oddly enough, is Black and Caribbean women in professional wear and
You like
professional
that?
gear. It's on the same level.
Really?
Oddly enough, they look so good. Now I'm not there because of that. I'm not supposed to be, so I can't like whatever holler at anybody. Unfortunately,
You can't.
I guess you can, but that's just
mean,
it's a slippery
You're
slope
really
a little
putting
bit.
yourself in a small box.
You know, they have these mixers and things like that. I guess you could, but you know, everybody's like, you know, the women. I mean, everybody, man, woman, child, whatever. They're there looking for a job. So every conversation you have is centered around, hey, you know, what can your company do for me, type of thing. And so you know, it's hard to flip that into, you know, where you're going after this.
You're underestimating yourself. I mean, you have. I mean, again, I would assume a significant amount of people are not based in the host city.
Right.
So you have people
That's
in
a
the
ton of them.
road. People have hotel rooms.
Yes.
You have a hotel room.
I always get the nicest hotel room.
The
too.
day gets a little late. I mean, this is not as hard as you're making it seem.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah, if they would, if they would, and just take a check, because I go overboard. I get the best hotel room that they have on the site, and these are 4- and 5-star hotels.
So you book yourself?
Yeah. I book myself, and then I expense afterwards.
Never any pushback on you overdid it this time in Houston?
This is the longest they've taken to accept my expense report. It's the longest. Usually she accepts it like the next day. I had to write her today. It's like, hey, you know, I did the expense report 2 days ago, and so they still haven't accepted it.
It might be on to you.
So yeah, I mean, the airplane. I'm in the seat by myself. I don't want nobody sitting next to me. I want leg room, first class if you got it. What we doing here? I want it all. I'm ordering drinks on the plane. But
That's awesome.
but
You know, though, like I've thought about this when I've traveled.
yeah.
Like the cost of things and the usage of like higher end items would not be the same without corporate travel. Like business travelers, you know, because again, when you're business travel, like you need a flight now, here, this, you ain't, you know, sitting there 3 weeks like you're doing the family vacation to find the best possible deal. Like I got to go to Houston. Get me a ticket.
Yeah.
And then the hotels. And again, when you're on the company card, you look
Yeah.
at that differently than when you're on your personal time.
Way different.
Yeah, I'll go with the steak tonight. If you were on your own, you'd be like, hey, do they got a Subway around here?
It was you ever heard of Papado?
I feel like I have.
So they don't have any in Florida. I didn't know they had any in Houston. I first went there in Atlanta. It's like it's a seafood restaurant.
Okay.
But they have. I learned in Houston that they have other chains too. It's Papado, but it's like Papado, something Papado. But they have a Mexican one, Mexican food place.
Okay.
They have Italian barbecue, but this place here was also
Oh,
seafood.
that's kind of like we have F&D around here.
There you go, F&D. Yeah. They
got
have
like
different.
Italian style. They got.
There you go. Those families probably vacation together. In the summers. And so yeah, but Papado is like, you know, it's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, but yeah, I want the lobster and the crab. I want the calamari today.
Yeah.
And tomorrow. I ate there every day I was there.
That's like a driver of the economy for that stuff.
No, for sure. Oh yeah, they were blessed because it was literally in the same building as the convention center. It was just like, you know, whatever. So like, yeah, Papado got like a huge spike for that weekend.
And that's why those types of venues in cities, that's why they fight so hard to get people's, you know, conventions
for the economy
and that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah. Look at Ebony said, hello fellas. Bubba, I can't believe you're not at the Lil Wayne concert. Yeah, Wayne is in town. They've been clowning my guy Wayne too on social media. Yeah. There's one person, she put up a post like, oh man, I can get a Lil Wayne ticket right now for like $30. It's whatever. And one guy came up under that. I think it was my cousin Ronnie. He was like, I'm going to wait till it gets lower. Wait till it gets cheaper.
So wait, he's in town tonight?
I know. I know it was this week. I thought it was like, I don't know if he's doing one of those like comedian things where it's like Thursday to Saturday or something. It may be tonight. I don't know, but I don't there's only one or two artists that I would go to a concert and see, and Wayne is not one of them, even though he's my favorite rapper of all time.
Yeah.
He's just not a guy I would go and see during a concert.
Chris Brown was in town last night.
And people went crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Brown is one of those guys, because you're gonna get a lot. He's gonna do a lot.
I got a case out of that concert.
Case of
For work, somebody got injured.
Oh, a case.
Yeah. I didn't get arrested.
No, I thought you were saying like a case of beer or something.
No. I got a potential case.
They said Chris was up there for hours and hours just dancing and singing. They said his cardio got to be like
world class
Olympic level.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that is crazy. Now people said they had a real good time. That's what's up. Chris is on the show, man.
Yeah,
Chris is on the show.
I mean, he's really among one of the, like, just the most talented dudes.
He's up there with the elites.
Yeah. He doesn't take a
class.
backseat to anybody. When you figure the dancing element, the song element, he's got such a deep bag of music now too.
Yeah,
it's just, and he could give, like, in the concept of like a versus or just even a concert, like he could literally give you a musical tour of your own life because he's been around
so long.
He could go to certain songs and that was when I was here, and then he goes to another batch of songs. Yeah, I remember this from when, and it like basically narrates your life.
Yeah,
you could connect a memory or something to, like, over. I mean, like, I feel it's probably coming up on 15, 20 years that he's been doing it. And, you could attach a song to almost any stage of your life over that period of time.
Shout out to Breezy, man. Shout out to Rob, too. Appreciate you. I see you watching here. Post might be on your way here. We'll see. And, he's at the Amway Center. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, so it's a really
back
nice.
to back, Chris Brown and
Wayne. So Orlando's doing good.
Yeah,
man. Orlando's doing good. Yeah, we'll see. We have to see who's next.
Hope it ain't the Jonas Brothers. Those guys are talentless scrubs.
We have many of them in the US of A. Talented scrub, talentless scrubs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Not Jonas Brothers. I don't know.
But have you ever done this? Like, and I did this with the Jonas Brothers. So, like, I forget, they were coming on and singing somewhere. It was like a New Year's Eve thing or something. I don't know. But I was like, I don't listen to these guys. They're popular. Let me just watch this and see if I can figure out why. And I couldn't. It just was a blank. It's just, I don't get it. Like, who realistically listens to these songs and feels like, damn, this is really good?
I don't do that with music. I'll do it with shows.
Okay.
I'll do it with shows. But yeah, I can't do it with music.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, music. Well, yeah. I was gonna say, like, if it's a different genre, but even if it's like an artist that I know, I just whatever. I can't find myself clicking on that. I just can't.
Another kind of experience in the lane was when Prince did the halftime show of the Super Bowl. Leading up to that, I listened to Prince back in Purple Rain era. That was when I was young and all that. And I hadn't been listening to a lot of Prince by the time he did the Super Bowl thing. And I remember watching the Super Bowl thing, and, like, it was just really clear. That's why this guy's
Yeah.
It's
Now,
just
Prince is a bad boy. I've always listened to Prince since my parents were listening to him. But you know what? It's funny that you mentioned Prince at the halftime, because I was going to do this later in the show, but who cares? So the NFL has announced that Bad Bunny is going to perform at this year's Super Bowl halftime show, and that has caused some strife in the with the fans there. I thought that was interesting. Now, Jay-Z is kind of operating and running the Super Bowl halftime musical acts here.
Yeah.
And you're going from Kendrick Lamar to Bad Bunny. And so here's the thing. So Bad Bunny, is going to be 100% Spanish. He doesn't mix in English. He does him.
I'm aware.
And and so I find it extremely interesting that they're choosing Bad Bunny, because, okay, even if you're saying we want to expand our whatever customer base or our fan base or whatever, but it's like Hispanic people, yes, there are Hispanic NFL fans, but that's not their sport. It's not like you're going to get Bad Bunny to perform and get 20% Hispanic base to say, oh man, the NFL is really a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, there's not a huge number of Hispanic players in the league. There's not a huge number of Hispanic coaches or front office people. So yeah, you're not, and then by extension, what is the level of fan connectivity to NFL football in the Hispanic community? I mean, I can't speak to that, but like I don't think it's like a massive thing with Hispanic fans and NFL fans. So yeah, you're not like kind of extend you're not playing into what your base is, so to speak. And it does seem like an odd play to expand your base, like that people will tune in to that halftime show that are not particularly football fans, but they're Bad Bunny fans, and they're going to go out of there going, man, I'm getting season tickets next year for my local team. It just doesn't seem like it's going to go that way.
And then I also think you're kind of screwing your two biggest population of fan bases who are in two totally different groups. You got the Make America Great Again crew. And then you got just your standard American, whether it's Black American, White American, or whatever, who just watches football and may listen to whatever, rock, hip hop, whatever, just whatever American NFL fan. You're kind of screwing both of them because we're going to be watching the game, and then we have to watch this halftime performance and have no idea what this guy is saying. But hopefully he dances or something. I don't know. I'm not really
hopefully he
up
has
on Bad Bunny.
other talent.
I'm sure he will. Now that's something, I guess. There you go.
Hey, did you ever watch Caliente back in the day?
No.
That was like literally softcore porn back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was like Saturday afternoons, 3:00. It was just this, like, it made no sense. It was on the Spanish channel. They would play music, and they were just bikini-clad girls dancing everywhere.
To the music.
And they had like a host who just, he'd said some stuff in Spanish I didn't understand, but hey, let's get back to the girls. And it was like, I don't know, when I was like a teenager.
Well, hopefully that's the halftime show.
Oh, but that's it. My take is this does, I feel it's like Jay-Z and a compromise. He's like, we went Kendrick last year, which is hip hop, grassroots hip hop type of guy. I'm controlling this thing, so we're not gonna have Kid Rock come out.
I was gonna say, I thought the compromise would be you go country.
No, that's
pop.
Compromise.
At least pop.
That's the giveaway. But if he controls this, he's like, I ain't giving you a white guy or a white girl. I just ain't gonna do that. So we're not gonna go that. We're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna go Bad Bunny. He's like, I mean, globally, he's a massive star. And the music, is good. Like, I know I can't understand the words, but like, you put a song on it, like, you feel that shit.
Yeah. I'm sure I've heard some Bad Bunny songs.
Yeah. When I was in Cancun, they played a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
But like, you definitely feel, a vibe to it, and so, I mean, I'm excited for the performance. I think it'll be interesting, but I definitely feel, to the extent that Jay-Z and vibe, it's like, yeah, we ain't gonna give you a white one right now.
Okay.
We're gonna go somewhere else.
Well, I will say this: if we're gonna go Bad Bunny now, that's totally fine, and he is a massive star. Let's go. Let's keep that flavor moving for next year. Let's go Afro beats. One of those Burna Boy or Tim's. One of these major. Another one of these acts that are major in that way. And let's do that, man.
I think Burna Boy did the UCL final 2 years ago or a year ago.
Okay.
That's the biggest game in soccer.
Yeah.
Basically the Superbowl equivalent.
Yeah.
That gets better ratings.
I gotta look that up. See what songs he chose. I'm a huge Burna Boy fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm excited by it. I like it. And if you're mad about it, like, look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
No,
yeah. I never get too high or too low on the Super Bowl performances. Anyway, honestly, I could really give a damn. I'm taking that opportunity to do stuff like use the bathroom, refill my cup, get some more food.
Yeah, I was gonna refill your plate.
At one Super Bowl party, I was, getting some head in the car at halftime. I'm using stuff to.
Maybe it's a good thing you didn't come to my party last year. Options were limited too.
Oh man, I've been waiting on the invite back to that Super Bowl party ever since, man. That was my first and last year I was there.
Damn, I guess you ran afoul of the rules. That's awesome, man.
Oh man.
But yeah. Oh, so yeah, you go that direction. But yeah, I don't do that. And again, I think though, like the one thing that I do, like when we mentioned Prince, like Prince came and did a halftime show. I remember like Janet Jackson, obviously Bruce Springsteen. They all did that like way past their prime. And I do feel I enjoy like with Kendrick, with Bad Bunny, those guys are closer to their peak.
100%.
Doing the halftime show. So to me, that's an upgrade in talent. It's not like, hey, let's have old timers day at halftime.
That's an interesting look at it. Yeah. That's a good look at it. All right. Well, moving along here, and we'll stay in the NFL for now. Another massive story, man, is the Cleveland Browns. Okay, so sleepy old Joe Flacco, he's out, okay, as the starting quarterback. And for some apparent reason, people thought that Shedeur was going to just be named in here, but all along, of course, Dillon Gabriel. Who is Doug? Maybe I'm thinking about Doug Williams.
UCF receiver.
Oh, okay. So it is a Doug Gabriel. Okay.
Yeah.
But Dillon Gabriel was the backup quarterback this entire time. He was named the backup quarterback after preseason, and Shedeur was third. And so Dillon Gabriel is going to get out there, and he's going to have his opportunity as the second string quarterback. And what's interesting about this, my takeaway, is Shedeur is still listed as the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
So Joe is now he's slotted in as second string quarterback. Now, and I'm going to let you go, but listen to this theory here, is that they said that the reason for that is because you trot Dillon Gabriel out as the starting quarterback now, and if something happens to him mid-game or what have you, you would want, Shedeur's camp should want Joe to be that guy to go in and finish that game, because the game plan is for Dillon Gabriel. These are some NFL players talking this through, and he's like, because that particular game plan is for Dillon Gabriel, and then that next game, that's when you would want Shedeur to start fresh first quarter as a starting quarterback. I'm not sure if I buy that or not.
No, I think that's as optimistic as the people who thought he was going to start when they bench Flacco.
That's what that sounds like.
You're just straining yourself to come up with something positive.
Yeah.
And the reality is the Cleveland Browns, after they drafted Shedeur Sanders, have shown him zero respect. That's the reality of it. They've kind of undercut him at every opportunity, and it's baffling now why they bothered to draft him
in the first place,
in the way that they've treated him.
Yeah.
And that's just where we're at with this. I mean, he needs to get out of Cleveland desperately. The only thing that saves him is like a double injury at this point, where they have no one else to do but start him.
Yeah, that's what happened with Dak, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how Dak got his run in Dallas started.
Yeah,
a double injury.
And the problem is, like, you could work on things in practice and learn and theoretically improve, but if you never get the opportunity to show it in a game, it's kind of useless. I mean, that's just a hardcore reality. At the end of the day, when you are a quarterback, when you're a professional athlete in any position, like, you need the opportunity to show what you can do when the lights are on. And if you never get that, your value just bottoms out. Like,
quickly.
You will be perceived. And again, this is why this is a slight. Like, you bench a guy, elevate a new guy to the starter, and you keep the third guy. What does that signal to everyone? You don't have confidence in him.
Like, at all.
At all. And so, like, now anybody who's like, maybe they're thinking about kicking the tires on, can we get him? It's like, hey, he's still third. I mean, he must not be doing a thing.
Because even if the players, the former NFL players, are right on that theory, which we're already shaky on, just for a confidence booster, you just place Shedeur as the second string quarterback, just as, hey, we have appreciated the work that you've done in practice and all of that. Yeah. We're pulling Joe anyhow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no future with Joe Flacco. 4 games into, an NFL season in which he's 41 or 42 years old.
Yeah.
You've benched him for performance.
Yeah.
Like that says
It's over.
everything.
It's over.
It's over. You know, you're turning it over to the young guy. You might as well turn it over to the other young guy behind him. And if somehow both those guys are unplayable or get injured, yeah, we'll roll it back over to Joe to close out the year.
Yeah.
The fact that that's not what's happening just tells you the whole story.
Yeah, it does. Now, did you see Shedeur's response or non-response?
Didn't like it at
he
all.
was basically was just remained quiet. It was like he was like miming his response when asked about him being the third stringer or whatever.
Yeah.
Gave him the silent treatment.
I hated it. I think it was immature. I think it was stupid in the sense of like, okay, maybe things aren't happening in Cleveland and maybe you are getting screwed, which I begin to feel, but like you got to be you. Like you're still like a guy who wants to start in the league, who believes in himself. That's not the way to go about it. Who's looking at that saying you're my leader, you're my guy, and that's what you're trying to get to. You know, I could take some of the flashier stuff, you know, even something boastful over that, which was just childish to me.
Yeah.
It didn't, you know, what did it do? Again, it gets you in front of the
Headlines.
cameras, people talking about it, but not in a good way. Not anything to do with playing good football.
You know, it's another thing that's most interesting, and I know what has a part of this is because his last name is Sanders, but we haven't heard from or seen Dillon Gabriel the entire season. Every week is a quote or a non-quote or something that Shedeur is saying. You know, I'm better than. Just last week it was, you know, these other quarterbacks in the league. I'm playing better than some of these guys.
Yeah.
And I really wish the reporter would have asked him, like, who are these guys that you've been better than? I think that was a Cam Ward diss, and I think that was a Joe Flacco diss.
Yeah.
You know, Cam Ward and Tennessee, they are struggling right now. But mind you, Shedeur, like, you know, Tennessee had the number one pick in the draft. They were the terrible team. Like, they're the worst team in the league. They have nothing over there.
A lot of people actually feel Cam's playing pretty well, but the team around him is that bad.
They're really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, and we saw that last year. I mean, before, you know, they're just a terrible team, and they're building their way up. They need a few more drafts to even get some more talent.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you had a high draft. You get Cam, but like, I mean, again, you probably had salary cap space because you don't have any good players that you have to pay. You had other draft picks that were in the front end of those respective rounds, and you're this bad. I think the coach has got to go.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, whoever was, you know, GM-wise got to go too.
Yeah.
You've done nothing. You drafted the best available player in the top spot and done nothing to support him and build around him. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, when quarterbacks get off to bad starts, when they get beat up, when they get, you know, too much pressure, and I'm talking like, you know, pass rush pressure, their technique and their form deteriorates. And now you've got a whole set of other problems
to deal with moving forward.
Right, as far as just developing a guy that does have a pretty high level of talent.
Houston, you know, last week, Houston, Texas came into that game with no wins.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans had no wins. Houston wins that game 26-0.
Yeah.
That just cannot fucking happen.
Right.
Somebody at the end of this year, if this trend continues, the heads have to roll. I don't care if it's your first year or whatever.
I think if it continues for another 2 weeks, they got to step
heads
in
got to roll. Oh yeah,
and get it out. Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go through the 17 times.
Yeah.
And again, if you're not making any progress, if you're not getting any more competitive in these games,
you have to see at
like
least
what
that.
we're doing. We're wasting an entire year.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do something to energize the team. You know, get Cam some weapons or something that we can build on.
Now back to Cleveland. One interesting thing as well for Shedeur. If Shedeur doesn't see the field for the rest of the season, okay, and they just rock out with Dillon Gabriel, and even if he plays well or whatever, it's just no room for Shedeur to come in.
Yeah,
you're right. Shedeur has to and you don't see this in the NFL, but he has to force his way out some kind of way.
And it's crazy, like a third string guy conceivably forcing his way out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We don't see first string guys doing it.
That's
Second
what I'm
string guys doing it,
saying.
but third string is like inconceivable. But he has to, because, and another thing is, it's not just because of Dillon, and not because they got Joe at second string. Cleveland has all of this draft ammo. And that's another thing for Dillon to watch out for as well, because this is considered to be a better quarterbacks draft than it was in their particular draft. So Cleveland has Jacksonville Jaguars first round pick. They have their own first round pick. They're going to be a bad team. And so they have all of this ammo. I mean, they can whatever. They can call it. They can name their quarterback that they want in this next draft.
Yeah.
And so that's an issue too for Shedeur.
And if
he never sees the field.
And again, a precedent for that would be Josh Rosen with the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. He was a rookie guy, drafted 10th. They had some hope, obviously, for him. And then, he had a couple moments, but then Kyler Murray's available.
In that next season.
They went top, picked Kyler Murray, and he's been the quarterback ever since. Josh Rosen's, I don't know, maybe having a hot tub party at UCLA. I don't know. But that's the reality. So whether, with high draft picks available to them, if Dillon, Gabriel, or Shedeur, if he ends up playing, if neither one of those guys blow anybody away,
it's over.
And Cleveland has the chance to pick a top guy in this upcoming draft that they feel is going to be the guy. And again, their investment. I mean, Josh Rosen was taken 10th overall in the first round.
Yeah, that's deep.
We're talking about 3rd and 5th round guys.
Yeah, so
there's not a lot of money tied to either one of those dudes
at all.
At all. And not even the draft. Like, if those guys don't step up and perform at a good level, they'll kick the tires in the free agent market as well for quarterback.
Yeah.
And see if they can make something happen there.
No, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see how that cookie crumbles there. I do like Dillon a little. So it'd be interesting to see how he performs. Now, of course, I would like to root for Shedeur as well, but it's tough, man. He's in a tough situation. Now I think they play tomorrow, Thursday night, right?
Do they have Thursday night game? I didn't know.
Yeah, let me check that really quick.
But in the meantime, Dillon Gabriel, he's got a little Baker Mayfield in him. This is a guy that went to UCF from Hawaii. Now he followed Mackenzie Milton, a fellow Hawaiian, but gets out there, wins the starting job at the beginning of his career at UCF, transfers to Oklahoma, wins the job there, has a good productive season on a ranked team, then transfers to Oregon and wins the job there and has a team that was, number 1 or 2 for the majority of the year and led them to the playoffs. Right. I mean, this is a guy, and here, continue the narrative, this is a guy that will go into week 5 of the NFL season as a starter on a team that took him in the 3rd round.
Yeah, so it's like
like this guy has a trend of I show up and I win jobs.
Yeah.
So, you got to respect him for that.
You got to respect him for that. And no, they have the early Sunday morning game because they're in another country or whatever. Game. Yeah. So it's
where are they at? Oh, I think they're playing in London. I think they're in Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice stadium.
Playing the Vikings, a really, really fucking good defense. And a lot of people were like, they didn't want him to start until the next week. But
Were the Vikings did they play Pittsburgh last week overseas?
Was
as well?
It?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they got back-to-back overseas games.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They got screwed in that one.
I don't know if you like playing overseas.
But back-to-back?
Yeah. Well, you just stay there the whole time.
Oh, okay.
You're not gonna jump in a flight.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
a lot of losers in that stadium. No, Tottenham is known for not winning anything.
Oh, okay. Soccer wise.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the fans.
No.
I'm just joking.
Probably have a lot of drunken blokes in that stadium.
Oh man. You're still on the bitch podcast with Bubba and Pink on my sports, music, and mayhem. We're available on all, and I do mean all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. A quick thing. You're gonna like my weird, funny stories. I think I have a couple of good ones today.
We had a couple
not
today?
Stories, but topics.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. I think you'll be impressed when we get to that point. Okay, but we're not there yet.
I feel like soccer might be involved.
It's I'll let you know the correlation there. Okay, let's stay NFL for this.
Okay.
I got something to say on this. All right. So, of course, this past weekend, Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens played. We know what happened. Kansas City Chiefs won. And, here goes the thing. We've talked about this in the past. And I kind of broke this open. And I would like to think I was one of the first people who talked about this. And I think you can know where I'm going with this, with the Lamar Jackson thing.
I don't know yet. I'm intrigued.
Well, I've said it several times about.
We haven't said it yet tonight. Wait, what's our point?
And the thing is, man, and I love Lamar. Lamar's a Florida boy. I love Lamar. I'm a Florida boy. Right there for what I mean. I want to see Lamar. If my Chiefs can't win, if Patrick Mahomes can't win, I would like it for it to be Lamar Jackson to win. Okay, but there is something there with Lamar that the people just do not want to admit, and it's there plain as day. And every big game, whether it's a playoff game, whether it's a big game in the regular season against Mahomes or whatever, it's and even if you just want to attribute it to bad luck or whatever it is, it's something there. He doesn't have it. Now in this game he played bad. It's just plain as day.
Again, and the last big game he had was in Buffalo in the playoffs. He had 2 turnovers early. Yeah, I mean,
and this was a 2 turnovers early.
I agree with you in this sense. It's like, when has Lamar been in a high leverage game with a great opponent, and he's just played great? Like just one of those games where you're just like, damn, he did everything he could.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened. There's always something there that a mistake, just something that's not top notch out of him. He just never come into a major game and just played a great game.
No, 100%. And and there's this thing, like I said on the show one time before, where in the beginning of his career, it was so left-sided with, like you said, racist commentators, and you got the old ball coach who had came out and said, put him at running back or receiver. He can't play quarterback, and this and that. And we had just saw him in college play the quarterback just so well that just I think he won America over, and he just became a golden boy child to where you just could not criticize him anymore because of the criticism so much early in his career that was so off base, that had, racial ties to it and all of that stuff. And we recognized that from the beginning. But now, as this premium quarterback who has won several MVPs and done all of that, like, you have to be able to criticize him when he plays bad. And he was terrible. And you got his coach coming out, what was that, either before the season or after week 1, saying that, he's the best thrower of the quarterback in NFL history. Just look at the numbers. And all of this dummy shit, like, who are you trying to fool here? You know what I mean? Like, and it's just they have to tighten that up. You got Derek Henry, he got the dropsies this year. I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe that's a showing of age or what have you. And then in these big games, they don't give him the attempts. I don't know if this is that they don't trust him, or they want to show Lamar as a passer. Maybe it's an ego.
I felt this particular Sunday, the game kind of got a little away from them, and it just wasn't going to be a game where you could keep him involved heavily. That could have been used a bit more, but I just, the way that game evolved, I just didn't think it was going to be a situation where kind of running the ball was going to be something that could happen consistently.
Yeah, but that seems to be always the case for them in these big games. Now I understand you got the early turnovers and then the game slips away. That's kind of the motto. But you got to kind of...
At Buffalo, it went well. I mean, Henry had a very good game. He did have the huge, massive fumble that when it hurt him badly. But he was staying involved in that game and very much a part of the plan. Yeah. Now you're spot on. I mean, at this point, you have to ask questions of, like, what is going on? You can't so consistently come up short where your personal performance is a big part of the failure on so many of these occasions. It's got to be better. It's fair to criticize him for that and to question, like, and we talked about Doc Rivers, like when he became coach of the Bucs, that like he brings a baggage of defeat with him. I almost feel psychologically Lamar is kind of in a similar situation. He's had these critical turnovers, poor games in the biggest spots, enough that there's no way that as he goes into a game, a big game, that he's not fighting in his own head to find confidence, to find whatever. And another thing that I don't recall seeing from Lamar, maybe you have, but sometimes like a great player will make a mistake or two, and then they just hit fuck you world, and they just take over. And just that you might have thrown 2 picks, might have had a dumb fumble, but for the rest of this game, I ain't making another mistake. And they just will themselves to that.
That's not him.
I don't think I've ever seen that performance from him.
Not even just that performance, but just that attitude.
Yeah.
When he makes 1 or 2 mistakes, it's helmet slash. He's down. He's you know what I mean. It's like he's depressed almost.
And that's why
instead of motivated.
And that's why I feel like he is carrying like an emotional, psychological baggage at this point, because it's been so many times in his career in these games that it hasn't gone right for him, and that he's giving into that, kind of woe is me or defeatist mentality in those moments. He doesn't roll over and die, but he definitely kind of just does that. But you don't. The best of the best, they've got that thing where they could screw something up, and it's almost like they know they got to make it right today, now, and they'll, find that way.
And this is 2 years in a row. The Baltimore Ravens, by all accounts, has the best roster in the NFL. There just aren't any excuses, and you can't be the one. You can't be the one.
Yeah. Well, I know they made multiple comments though, like they were pretty ravaged on the defensive side.
Yeah, they had some injuries,
particular game.
but the Chiefs had some injuries too, and some suspensions and all of that. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's just no excuses there, man.
But let's flip this a little bit.
Go ahead.
I'm kind of liking the Chiefs' young receivers.
Oh, on the Chiefs side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that number 80 continues to make some plays.
Remember the first week we talked about it? It was after the first game.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these receivers, and but I was like, that is that one that came over from New England. That's him, Daquan Thornton. He's a Florida boy as well.
Yeah.
And yeah. He's nice. Now, but the thing is, when you get all of your guys back, the other guys slot into place.
Yeah, for
sure.
Like
Juju can't be your number one receiver.
No.
But if he's 3 or 4, all of a sudden he's
good 3 or 4.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you watch that game, like again, Thornton continued to. It's Thornton his name.
Yeah.
He continued to make some plays. Juju had a nice game. Worthy was involved, and Brown got his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah.
So you really, and then you're adding in maybe 4 more weeks or whatever. Rashid Rice.
Their actual number one receiver.
Yeah. So you kind of have 5 guys right now
That's
that can play. Also, kind of takes a little bit off of the, we need Kelsey to be old.
It
Kelsey.
takes a ton off.
Yeah,
it takes a ton off. Now Kelsey could just become like this, whatever, a safety valve when you need a go-to first down.
I think he had 4 or 5 catches, so it wasn't like he was disappeared.
Right.
But there wasn't that like. It's 3rd down.
Kelsey
He's
or
really
nothing.
The only guy we trust.
Right.
So I was really. This could mark a significant turning point for the Chiefs season.
And the running game is still terrible, but the 7th round running back, he's getting more in the game. He's getting more touches. He looks good. Isaiah Pacheco, it's near done for him. It's funny because we get these running backs towards the end of the draft. That's kind of like Vabrow's. That's kind of like his thing. And Vrabel's thing, but
you mean Veach?
I'm sorry, Veach.
Yeah.
And after a couple of years, it's like they just flame out.
Yeah.
And now you're struggling to get rid of them there. So I don't know, but Pacheco is still young, but I mean it's like his punch is gone.
Pacheco was not going to be long for the league.
His running style?
The running style.
Yeah.
Just too many collisions.
Yeah.
Too many collisions. Too much, trying to run hard through traffic and stuff. And I mean, that's a skill that's important, but it's not good for longevity. Like, you have to find a balance between running hard and running somewhat safe. You can't hunt contact every carry you get.
And that's him.
And that's what he does.
He's not even looking for the open hole.
Right.
He's looking for the guy on the opposite team.
Right. Exactly. Hey, get him in the weight room, make him a fullback, and he'll lead the way for somebody else, picked up in the late rounds of the draft. Yeah. But no, again, he was kind of intriguing when he first came on, but I'm like, this is not sustainable. Yeah. You just can't do this. He's not a super big guy either.
No. He's just, I guess, tough. And he is. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, like you said, that's just it's not sustainable, man.
Yeah.
No, that's for sure. All right. And they have the Jags this week. That's just your son's favorite team.
My son will be there.
Oh, he will be there.
Yeah.
What do you got? Season tickets now?
Nah. This will be his third game.
What, does he know the owner?
Nah, he's going back on tour in November.
Yeah.
So he's really making a concerted effort to see as many as he can. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
Okay. Worst of luck to him.
And Jags, they looked good. They went out to the West Coast, played the 49ers.
Yeah.
They kind of, had the lead, the upper hand throughout the game.
Well, they have a strong defense right now. It's up to the season. They have a top 10 defense.
Yeah. Generating a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
I saw them play the Texans live. I think they picked off CJ at least twice and might have got a fumble somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they created multiple turnovers with the 49ers. And when you look at football, you can look at talent and matchups and this and that, but so many games are going to be decided by penalties and turnovers.
100%.
Knocking yourself behind the chains or just straight up giving the ball away, and what that does to the other team. That's really the key thing that you got to look at when you're trying to win consistently.
1,000%. On to some unfortunate news here. You got the Tyreek Hill injury. Yeah. I was watching that live when it first happened. I saw it. I said, "Oh, this is not good." It took the announcers, the commentators, a little while to really catch on to what had happened.
Yeah.
But as soon as the hit happened, I saw it. A gruesome injury.
I was with Juan and at the Gators, and so somewhat thankfully, we had the games on, but I wasn't locked in on that play, so I didn't see it happen.
Yeah. And
then it took them a while. I almost thought they weren't gonna show a replay, and then they did, and I just looked away because I didn't want any part.
Yeah. It was one of those bad ones.
I hate it for him. I just hate to see guys get hurt bad, like James Conner a week or two ago. Another horrible injury.
Another one.
I just hate it. It's the downside of football. It's every year though. There's going to be a handful of these. Of I mean, there's a lot. You have your ACL tear like Malik Neighbors or whatever, but it wasn't terrible to watch.
Gruesome.
But those ones that you'll have, and there's a couple of them every year that are just almost unwatchable.
Who was that one year? Was it the Pittsburgh Steelers guy or
Chubb?
No,
I think he was against Pittsburgh.
Chubb too, but I'm talking about the Hamlin. And that was more of concussion. Devin Hamlin, he was a safety. You remember?
No. That was Buffalo. He passed out after it.
Yeah.
It was almost thought he might have passed away.
Yeah.
That was different. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And it was scary because you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But
scary, not gruesome.
I understand what you're gruesome's saying. A whole nother thing.
Yeah, gruesome's another.
The gruesomes I can't take much, man.
Yeah,
I just can't take much. But yeah, I hate it for him. Who was the guy though? There was Talib, the cornerback. He kind of went with the take of this is if he was abusing women and this and that, this is the the karma of that.
Wow.
I don't know, man.
That's interesting for him to take that.
Yeah.
Take that route.
Yeah.
They got that they got that new show.
Yeah.
It's Talib, Skip Bayless, Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, God.
It's Gilbert Arenas show, but he bought all those.
Circus of Clowns. Yeah. Welcome to the clown tent.
They should have let Skip just pass away, man. He was on his last.
Yeah, why not let him pass away?
Breath. He saved him.
And why would you, of all the people to save? Really?
Yeah.
Come on, man. There's so many better people to save.
Yeah, go save Max Kellerman, somebody. Yeah, saving Skip Bayless. That's tough.
Yeah, just to, I don't know. Yes. No, but I'm not really into that stuff, whether you like Tyreek Hill or not. Just a gruesome injuries is bad for everybody.
Yeah, man. It is. And his career is it's I don't know about life support, but it's near that. Depending on, because he has to work to get back, and then you have the whole, I don't know how long it's going to take. Now they say when you're like when it's not a tear, that it's better that way if it's like
he didn't tear anything.
I haven't heard any.
I thought
actually.
he tore multiple ligaments.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe what I had heard was dislocation of.
So
the
it wasn't
knee.
like a clean break, is what I'm asking.
No, it was actually in the knee. I thought it was like the
I
leg originally.
I thought too in the leg.
Yeah, but what I read later, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it did involve the dislocation of the knee and some tears of the ligaments there. So, I mean, there's a high possibility you don't come back at all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I don't know what his contract thing was because he's been with the Dolphins for a while. I mean, he might be at or near the end of that deal where they can kind of waive him, injury settlement, whatever, and then you're kind of on your own trying to get healthy and entice somebody to give you a contract. That that you start to add up a lot of things that have to go right for all that to happen.
Yeah.
So
that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend there's a really huge game, man. Miami and Florida State. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean it's not a huge game anymore.
How upset were you about the loss?
Disgusted.
Florida State loss.
Disgusted.
Is that because of now before the season? If you say, "Hey, we're 3-1, 4-1 going into this game," you would have took that and you would have
I understand where you're going.
Okay.
But I also am big on opportunity and where you are. And so if I'm in August and I've been 2-10 and we get to Miami 3-1, hey, that's better than we expected.
Yeah.
The hard reality of this is we're a lot better than Virginia, and we gave that game away by being stupid and timid. And that's unacceptable because that's the game that was in front of us. We had every ability to win the game, and we continuously shit the bed. We had penalties affect the first 3 out of 4 possessions of the game, either stopped us or gave them life on a scoring drive. Accept all that. We had turnover. Accept all that. With 2:47 in the second quarter, we're up 21-14.
Yeah, I was watching this on the plane.
You cannot let those motherfuckers score. And we're getting the ball to start the second half.
As easily as
it don't matter any.
I know.
If it was harder than Job's life and they scored, it's unacceptable. That's what it is. And because you're getting the ball coming out, you get a stop, you get a score. It's a 2-score game.
It's a different game.
And they could not stop us.
Right.
Now,
either.
Turned out we couldn't stop them either.
Yeah.
But they couldn't stop us.
No.
And you give this situation away with a shitty defensive possession, and then you compound that by your first possession of the second half. You get the ball, you go down, you get in scoring range, and you miss a motherfucking field goal. You don't want to win. Then this all plays out, and the announcers, last year they would have rolled over and died or whatever. They should have died. We're not in last year. We're in Virginia on a Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a chance to win.
No, for sure.
We drive the field, we score at the end, and our gutless coach doesn't have the balls to go for 2. Yeah. You are playing like shit. You can't stop them.
You got to go for the win and get out of there.
You got to go for the win.
You got to go for the win and get out of there.
Call for 2, start the bus, we're going home.
That's what you just got to do.
At the end of the day, you have to make one play to win that game. And might as well make it right now. A 3-yard play after we just scored. That's the moment. Seize the moment. And they just didn't have the balls to do it.
What about the catch?
I mean, personally, I felt that's a catch. But, big picture, why the fuck did you bobble that ball anyway? You were wide open and had 2 hands on a football when he first touched it, basically mid-end zone. Sidelines never should have been a factor based on where you were wide open and caught a football. You made a mess of that and gave the refs a chance to make this some sort of call. But I felt, he bobbled it. He stayed engaged with the ball. His tail foot's on the ground when he has the ball. Nothing from the point when he had the 2 hands and his foot's trailing on the play. Nothing else happened. Like, the ball didn't bounce out. It didn't fall out of his hands. It remained in his hands as he went out of play from that point. So, I mean, I thought that was a bad call, but it shouldn't come to that, man.
It just shouldn't have came to that.
Catch the ball in the middle of the field.
It just shouldn't
go
have came
for
to that.
2, fucking get a stop at the end of the first half, and we're never touching this situation.
Now, not for you, but as a fan, not a fan of either team, that was a good game for me to watch.
Some people tried to sell me on that.
It was a fun game to watch. Friday night, you don't get games like that on a Friday night, man. You just don't. It was exciting all the way to the end with the catch and all this hoopla, and it was just that's one of the best Friday night games that I've seen, and your team was a part of it.
That's of no consolation. It's not. It doesn't matter. You have taken with that idiotic loss.
Yeah.
You've taken the season out of your hands.
Yeah.
And if you do this again this week, your season's over.
Okay, but right before we get there, because I do want to preview the game, I just want to read 2 Kobe's comments. Any given Sunday, football is weird, man. One weird wake up. Next time they play, they would beat Virginia 38-7. And then he says, definitely a catch on a perfect ball, but bobbling is a shame. Yeah. Okay. I know Virginia aside, and maybe you can't put it aside.
You can't.
How do you feel Florida State is matching up with Miami?
Not, here's the way I put it. You had accumulated trust in the first 3 weeks by doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You broke that trust Friday night. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're the 2-10 team. I don't know if you're the 10-2 team.
You can chill out there.
Yeah. So I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't know what you're gonna do on Saturday night.
Right.
Everything's on the table. You could get blown out by 20. You could win by 20. So I don't trust you. I don't. That's it. That is what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm not particularly engaged or excited about the game in any way.
Right.
I mean, the only thing this game. I mean, if you lose this game, the season's over. You have 2 conference losses. You have nothing in your control. You're just riding out the string. That's what that is. But
now Miami has a better defense than they have an offense right now. Would you agree with that? Like, their defense is pretty solid.
their defense has closed games well.
Yeah.
When teams have had to try to get up the field against them, they've generated sacks and whatever.
I was about to say the defensive line is really impressive.
But I thought, I don't know that their offense is bad.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't say bad.
So I don't know that the gap's that far.
Okay.
I just don't know. I mean, we'll see it when we see it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean,
but you think, I know you don't know what to expect because you don't know what team is going to show up, but you think your team has what it takes to go in and get a win. And because it's in Miami.
It's in Tallahassee.
It's in Tallahassee. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what we have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Florida State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Florida State better believe.
Yeah, stop being pussies.
Yeah.
I don't trust them. It's simple as that. I literally don't trust them the way they played.
Yeah.
The penalties, the turnovers, drop passes, the just lack of any defense. I mean, you got bully balled by fucking Virginia on the ground in the second half. They had an injured quarterback and did 11 straight running plays, and you couldn't get them off the field.
Yeah.
How fucking useless are you?
Is that I'm gonna watch more of that quarterback. Is he like anything?
Who?
Like the way he was so hyped. I don't even know. I don't even know his name.
Oh, the Virginia guy.
Virginia guy.
His father was the OC at Clemson.
Oh yeah.
So he's the coach's
son
guy.
the coach's son, yeah.
I mean, just based off what you saw, he's not a spectacular thrower of the football.
Yeah, he's not a talent guy. Yeah.
But we played a ton of zone. And he kind of carved that up with underneath throws.
Yeah.
When we went man, they did a lot of shallow crossing stuff. So he made essentially a lot of easy throws, but he read and saw the game clearly enough to make those throws on time.
Yeah.
To his credit. Now, he did show, some athleticism in the run game. you know, he
Getting out of the
kind
pocket, yeah.
of did a little out of the pocket, but also they had a couple of those like kind of
Design
read option type
yeah.
things where, you know, he kind of sits on the back and then breaks free. You know, so he had, you know, good level of athleticism. He recognized the game easily and you know, efficiently made throws that needed to be made, mostly on the underneath stuff.
Okay.
You know, he did get picked twice on longer throws.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, so, you know, I don't think he's great, but.
Okay. Well, definitely check that out. I'm definitely going to be watching that game, Miami, Florida State. I mean, you know, that's a rivalry game, man. That's one of the biggest rivalry games we have here in the state. So I'm going to be watching, man, from my lonely Gator point of view.
More power to you.
Let's get this some funny, interesting stories here before we go finish up with the sports here. All right. Let's go here, man. Let's go here. Florida man ran over his date after she refused to allow him to smell her feet, man.
Seems like a mild overreaction. I know. Like,
you got a weird kink. You know, you got the guy who's into the kinks and wanted to smell.
the smelling of the feet is interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like,
He's a feet guy.
well, no, but a lot of feet guys are maybe like a toe suck guy or foot massage guy. This guy just wants a whiff. Like, that's, you know, that's a little different. I don't know. You know, and then the overreact. I mean, this is a powerful kink if he's ready to run people down in the car.
Yeah.
Like this, you know, this is not just some, hey, I would enjoy it if we did this, but.
Well, maybe he hasn't gotten too many no's. Maybe people are just letting him smell the feet.
So he's not unaccustomed to the no. He just overreacts.
Yeah, loses his stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of that guy, I don't think he's getting a lot of premium poontang. I mean, look at him. Put him up there again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like, look. I mean, yeah. He's got to take what he can get.
I don't know what that haircut is on the side.
Yeah.
That's the Zion?
I almost look like the old Bobby Brown.
Yeah. That's in the same vein.
He took every little step a little literally.
Yeah, but people are crazy in this world, man. Okay,
Oh, for sure.
let's go to the next one here. Go ahead.
Like,
Huh?
do you have a kink that you'd run a girl over for? Like, what are we doing?
Nah, man, I ain't running a girl over for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Nah,
crazy.
man. That is really
But
crazy,
yeah,
man.
I don't know.
Here go another one here, man. San Francisco woman charges $30,000 to name your baby. She has helped over 500 clients.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But okay, so you go to her, and the only thing she does is say, "We're gonna name your kid John."
30 bands.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that people would pay that.
Over 500 clients. I don't know math, but what is that? She's like a fucking, what, is that a millionaire?
Yeah, you got over $1 million, I think.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, 500 times 30. That's a lot of zeros, man.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of zeros.
That's crazy. Like, you can't come up with your own name? Like, that's crazy. Does she do, like, she must have a little extra sauce on that. Like,
How much sauce
but, like maybe
to make it worth 30?
No, it ain't ever worth it. like, you know, no way, you know. I cut my hair myself to save money. I'm not farming out baby naming duties for any money. Like, I wouldn't give anybody $1.50 to do that. But, like, I'm saying, like, rather than just, hey, I'm going to name your kid, like, maybe there's, like, she kind of has, like, some religious or spiritual thing where if she, like, selects this name,
The baby's going to come out rich
a
singer.
and have some great fate in front of them.
Yeah,
She's got to have another angle to seduce people.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, struggling with a baby name for $30,000, I can help you out. Like, that's as stupid as people are. That's probably not enough. Like, she's got to probably lean into some sort of quasi-religious or spiritual thing that her name is going to, like, increase the destiny of your child.
That's nuts, man. Now, she is in San Francisco. I know there's a lot of, like, rich areas in that.
Yeah.
So I know, you know, maybe.
I don't know. And, like, you know, it's, you know, the get the bag thing. Like, you could applaud her if you made $1 million doing this, but, like, this is still stupid, and you're kind of evil for doing this.
Yeah.
Like, you're just abusing people that are stupid. Like, that shouldn't be applauded.
Oh man. Oh, let me see here. I had another one here. No, that's it for the silly, stupid stories. But this is also silly. Okay, this is also silly and stupid. This Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef. Now, these are two people that Pink doesn't think a lot of here. But
who with the brain does?
So
Riddle me that.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B has been going at it for the last few days. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I'm going to let the women. There's been a ton of comments on social media, and you know, all of them take a side, and it's very similar to rap beef, like male rap beef. You take a side or whatever, and you ride with your person, okay. But just from the outside looking in, I you know what's going on is, first of all, Cardi B dropped an album, and she also has some good features on these other people's albums and stuff. The Young Thug to name. And she's hot right now. She's a hot item. She got a good album out, and she's the hot featured artist on a lot of these other albums. So she's the hot female artist right now.
Didn't she get knocked up by Diggs?
She also got knocked up by Diggs. So she's hot in the news.
Her and probably a few others.
Oh yeah, Diggs is out here, and Nicki is not right now. So I know it stems from jealousy, and Nicki is jealous of Cardi, and she doesn't think that much of her. So. She's on social media, kind of bringing them down. They're bringing each other down, and they're bringing the kids into it. They're doing all of this.
So
go ahead. What are you gonna say?
So, what's her face? Nicki Minaj was kind of the one who fired the first shot, so to speak.
Yes, people are saying that. Yes, people are saying that, but their beef goes back, and people are saying the first time Cardi B kind of came at her, so Nicki is kind of just keeping this going.
Okay.
And now is a good time because Cardi is hot. And my thing is, I got a couple of things on this, and then I'm gonna let it go. Number one, people saying that Nicki is jealous and probably on drugs and this is that. My thing is, 99% of rap beef, male or female, stems from jealousy. Kendrick dissed Drake because Kendrick is jealous that Drake is number one. I don't think he should be.
Right.
That's it. There's no other thing from it. He said it in the song. I just hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk. I hate that you're successful. That's jealousy.
Yeah.
So all of this, whatever. Tupac, Biggie, none of this is like from somebody stealing a car or whatever. You know what I mean? Most of this stems from jealousy. Number two, okay, Nicki just shouldn't have ever said anything because Cardi B is in a different bucket. Like, she doesn't write anything. She's not a rapper. She's just literally an artist. Like on her album, there's like literally no joke. There's like 50 to 100 writers listed.
So
like
she just delivers the words of
she just delivers the words. You're not. This is not the same sport. You guys are not in the same sport. Nicki is a writer. She writes all her stuff. She produces a lot of her stuff. You guys are just in two different lanes. You shouldn't even that's Nicki's problem on that. That's her f up. You know what I mean on that. And lastly, I don't know the personal stuff. I think everything is fair when beef is here.
Yeah, you've said that before. That's been a consistent.
Yeah, I think all is fair. I don't think because they're saying, oh, Nicki went too far talking about the kids, and oh, Cardi went too far talking about Nicki's brother and all of that. And why? And also. And whenever somebody disses Nicki, they always bring it up the brother. Like who gives a shit? That's him. Okay, he fondles girls. Like okay, but what about? I can't control. You can't control what your family. I understand whatever. It's a diss, and like I said, everything is on the table. But it's just like if you're Nicki, why should that hurt you so much? Like who gives a shit? He's a shitty person. And I know you tried to take up for him in the past, but it's like let that nigga go.
Well, I do think that that if you're in Nicki's position, you let the brother go as soon as the shit hits the fan.
Anyway,
but you do it like decisively.
Yeah.
Like whether you press conference, whether you drop a song and just be done with him. Yeah. Like don't say you're done and then be spotted up at the jail with a visit or sending a care package or any of that. Like if your guy goes, beyond the line, like you're dead to me. Like literally really dead. And then you don't have any of this, people, like you said, it can't really be saying much. Like, yeah, brother's a piece of shit. She hadn't talked to him since, he got arrested or whatever. Like,
or whatever it is.
It just is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to defend you at this point. You're dead to me.
Yeah.
I think if you don't do that, you kind of like keep it in that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, again, I don't know. I'm a little softer in regard to like, you don't need to beef with somebody about their kids if they're not putting their kids in front of the camera. Because at the end of the day, kids, like, I guess I'm protective of kids in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, they're going to have to live a life. Again, when you're connected to a celebrity, connected to just as their child, like, it's a little different. There's some benefits, but there's some stuff you're going to have to deal with that isn't pleasant. And then to, like maybe walk into school and have people in the school like performing a song where you are dissed.
Yeah.
While you're basically going to school and playing soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, why are you doing that?
I can see that.
What kind of person are you to do that? That's the thing.
No, that's 100% fair. Yeah, that's 100%
So
fair.
that's kind of my view on that. But again, if you're pushing your kid into stuff and making them a part of everything, it's a little different. If you're trying to have them, drop music or whatever, like, okay, you're fair game now.
Yeah,
you're in the ring. I gotta hit you. It's different.
No, 100%. Ebony saying that she's Team Cardi. I thought she was a Barb, Ebony. I thought she was a Barb. She's Team Cardi. But regardless, whoever's writing Cardi stuff, Cardi's she's going crazy. I rarely listen to women rap because it's only so much titties, coochie, and selling that I can take. Yeah. But like,
I'd rather listen to animals.
But Cardi is going crazy. Her verse on that Young Thug news, something on the news, that's up there with verse of the year. Like, she lost her mind on that. And like I said, whatever, whoever wrote it, whatever, give them a plaque too. I don't really care about that part of it.
I want Ebony to explain why she's Team Cardi. Like, what is your big selling point on Team Cardi?
Yeah.
And Ebony, I personally thought you were above this type of stuff. Not down in the trenches joining a team.
she's definitely in the trenches. I knew she was in the trenches. I just thought she was on the other team. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. So that's my mistake there.
Okay.
From one group of women beefing and talking trash about each other, we go into another. Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the WNBA, man. It's a lot of trouble lurking. I don't know if you've been hearing. So Nafesia Collier, a person I did a defensive.
I was gonna say she was on the water company.
She was on the water. She still is on the water company.
Hasn't lost her spot.
She called out the WNBA commissioner. Okay.
Okay, so I saw like the whatever, just a headline of this. So what has the commissioner done to kind of upset people?
Okay, yeah. So basically, what Nafesia Collier is saying is that basically it's really bad leadership. She talks about she doesn't like care for the players. Basically, she was going on this long rant about when she got hurt. She didn't hear from her. She didn't like
from the commissioner.
Because
you expect to hear from the commissioner when you get hurt.
It was other stuff too, but like she says when she said I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
That's like insidiously true in a crazy way. Yeah. Because, like, again, if you did not have the WNBA, if you didn't have, and again, I'm not saying it has a huge platform, but if Caitlin Clark finishes her Iowa career with the records, the esteem she had, and there's literally nowhere else for her to play and do what she does.
She could have won the Ice Cube League. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, she probably got smacked around by a couple dudes and been retired by now. But it's. I mean,
I know where you're going.
It's like she's like saying something that's kind of a hard truth.
It's just a hard truth.
And again, I don't think a ton of the WNBA as a platform, but a player with her who doesn't have a lot of personality, a lot of beauty off the court and that stuff. Like, she needs that. She needs the platform, however flawed it may be, to do anything. Or her press run would have been 6 months post NCAA defeat.
All of this is tied into this negotiation ploy to get more money, right? Yeah. So all of this is tied to that, and I think Nafisa Collier is trying to put as much pressure as she can as a star of the league now on, maybe even to get this commissioner like fired or however that works, to get it removed.
Whatever.
Because it's evident that the commissioner is not going to come off of, hey, this is the number that we're at for y'all players, and I'm not coming off of it. I don't give a damn what you say. And these are the reasons. And instead of just going back and forth or being nice about it, I think the commissioner is just saying, hey, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Yeah. I don't have a bunch of hours to sit and go back and forth with you. This is what it is. And
but to your point though, like, again, the commissioner hasn't really done anything like really bad.
I didn't see or hear anything.
Right. But that's kind of the point. Like, when I was going at, when I first saw the highlight, I'm like, man, what has the commissioner said or done?
Yeah.
Thinking maybe said something out of pocket, like
racism,
like
or something.
Like a Donald Sterling comment, or maybe she had something like some personal conduct thing where she's accused of assaulting somebody, or just she's just a hard negotiator, telling you a hard truth. That's like, this is not the type of thing.
That's why I wanted you to go first, because I was interested in hearing where you was going. Because I watched First Take this morning, and like everybody up there, Stephen A. Smith was like, "Oh, this is appalling, and they gotta remove her, and if they got the players talking about her like this, and they would never do that to David Stern. Now they would never do that to David Stern, and this and that." I'm just like, well, I don't know if she just automatically has to be removed. She didn't, like you said, she didn't say anything. I mean, even if you just disagree with her point, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a disagreement.
And the point she's making is, like, again, you could regard it as somewhat inflammatory, but it's literally a negotiation argument point. Yeah. It's not something out of pocketing, like we just talked personal.
Yeah.
She's not like tearing somebody down on a personal way.
Yeah.
She's not, to our knowledge, like embezzling league funds for her own purposes.
Yeah.
She's not conducting criminal conduct.
They would have to get some of that to get her removed. I would think.
You would think.
Now the.
Although
I think there's something for the players to say, okay, because it's almost like the NFL running back for WNBA players.
Yeah.
Because I do think for women basketball players, the height of their career is junior, senior year in college going into WNBA. That's when they're the most famous and most popular. And that happens. I mean, it's been happening for the past, 20 years. And so, yeah, if they can get a higher contracts, because people are most interested. We just watched them in college and we were so invested in them, they're going to carry over to the first couple of years.
It's a little bit of an argument we've made in the NBA too. Like the NBA CBA,
yeah, the way they structured.
It's structured that the veteran guys with 10 plus years experience are eligible for the most money, whereas the younger players coming in doing great, it's not so much.
Right.
You know, so
there's no way that Paul George should be making that much more than Tyrese Maxey.
But I wonder though, is it like a crazy, almost like conspiracy on the player side, that they're just going to kind of just go super hard at the commissioner, like with the get rid of her, with the remove her, with the fire her, that it just kind of creates like such a sound wall that something needs to be done.
Yeah.
That they're not, the players association, again, is this Nafisa Collier just speaking off the top of her head? Or is this something that's kind of been percolating in the Players Association with the WNBA that, hey, we're not going to have leverage on the hard books because the league's still losing money, but let us go outside of that and make some noise and stir something up that puts pressure that way. Mm-hmm. Because we're not going to win a mathematical fight. We might win a public relations fight. Nobody really knows the commissioner. Nobody cares about the commissioner like they care about their favorite player.
Yeah, that's a part of it. That's a part of it.
And so maybe this is part of a concerted effort. It'll be interesting to see if you kind of have like a tidal wave follow these comments where other...
It has. So okay. Aja Wilson, the MVP and the best player in the league, she's like, yeah, I support Nafisa Collier. She just came out today and said that. I support Nafisa Collier, everything she said.
Okay.
It needs to blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, you're right.
It might work. See more. It might work.
Yeah, I think you would need Caitlin and and Angel on that band.
Yeah, you would need the biggest possible names, but again, it just could get so toxic in the negotiations that it's kind of like, at some point, like, for the good of the league, I'm such a focal point of hatred at this point. They're not even trying to negotiate with me. We can't get anything done with me. For the good of the league, maybe I do need to step down, let somebody else become the face of this and see what they could do. And even if you like WNBA basketball or you care about, like, if her being commissioner probably does, like, you realize, like, the math is the math. Like, we might have to give up something. Yeah. But, like, we can't give up everything because we're already losing money.
Yeah. No, facts.
And we, again, that thing with, like, Caitlin Clark in season 2 missed more games than she played. Like, how is this going to go forward? Is she going to be, healthy next year and play 90% of the games, or, like, is she going to be like the Bill Walton of the WNBA?
Yeah. Our editor, he was going to want us to talk about, like, if they had, because the Fever were one game away from making the finals, and that's without her. Right. And it was like, if that was going to happen, he said we should talk about that, but they lost a close one, so they didn't make the finals. But, like, yeah, they pretty much doing good without her.
And, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought in her season 1, it was like she got to play pretty well and just, like, there was nothing around her.
Yeah.
Did they make some significant roster changes?
Yeah. It's almost like the league made a call. You know what I'm saying?
That was the next thing I was thinking. Was that organic, or does it feel like
it felt like, because it's a lot. They loaded that team. And like one off season, that doesn't really happen in WNBA. I mean, in the NBA, whatever, if you got the money, you could do it. But WNBA, you just haven't seen it like that. Yeah, that's for sure.
So that's interesting. But I do. I mean, like, if you're the Players Association, which again, it heightens it on both levels. If we're to suggest that Caitlin Clark might not be the healthiest player over the next 3 to 5 years, she's going to want to maximize her earning capacity with more money in the contract or whatever. But the leagues should be wary, and her team should be wary that, like, if we kind of go outside the box on her deal and change the salary structure, and she plays, 42% of the games over the next 3 seasons, what have we done to ourselves?
Yeah, to begin with. No, that's for sure.
Tough decisions lie ahead for the women's game.
Yeah. Maybe if they make a change, we'll come back to it and see what happens there. Yeah. All right. Moving along here, I got 2 more things I wanted to hit. One is kind of fun, so let's go there. I was watching this thing. I don't have a thing for it. Okay. All right. I was watching this thing. It came across my desk on Instagram. And they were asking, who are the hottest TV moms sort of all time?
Sort of all time.
Or about, because one guy TV was asking particularly about the 90s, and another guy wanted to focus on all time. And I have the I'm going to go through some names.
Because we're not talking about a film mom. We're not talking about an attractive
TV show
female character on a show, but who wasn't in the role of a mom.
Right.
Okay.
Talking about TV show moms.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go through some names. Let me go through the names first, and then I'm going to tell you what I came away with it, because I did some more research on this. That's how interesting this was to me. All right, so some names. The one guy, he wanted Claire Huxtable. That was his
first name that comes to mind for me.
Okay, that was his number one. Now, one guy thought that she wasn't attractive. One guy thought she was, so they kind of counted her. Okay, you got Peg Bundy. You remember Peg?
Yeah.
Huh? Not your style.
No.
But a lot of people were found her really attractive. And after that, man,
I thought the lesbian neighbor was more attractive
than her.
Yeah. There was a reason Al was stroking himself on the couch.
You got some lady here named Claire Dunphy that they named.
What show is that?
Claire Dunphy is what's that? It says Modern Family. That sounds like a
Modern
ain't that a
Family.
cartoon? Isn't that
no, Modern Family. That's the show.
The old show. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's not old. It's not that old.
Okay.
It's Al Bundy, but he's like an old man, and that's the one right there. Like, okay, so he has the hot Hispanic wife. She'd be in the running. I forget. Sofia Vergara, maybe, is the one who plays.
She might be on here.
So then, but then he
she is on here. Okay.
Yeah, but so then Modern Family is he has a son who's in a gay relationship with a husband, and he has a daughter who's in a relationship with a guy. I'm thinking they're talking about the daughter.
Okay.
In the show of Modern Family.
Okay.
So yeah, but I would say his, because it's Sofia Vergara. She's one of those really like hot Hispanic women, and like the whole thing is like, why is Al got her like kind of like a
so
weird
my boy,
little,
he keep a hot wife on every TV show he's on.
It's in the contract.
Hey man, shout out to Al, man.
Yeah.
But so basically, what it comes down to and what they resulted in is it's just not a ton of them. It's not a lot of them at all. So they can only name.
I'm trying to think, there's not a lot that
they
jump
went
off.
through a ton of. They did research on
Yeah.
that particular clip, and they could only name a couple.
I mean,
Here's my take on it.
okay.
I
Still
think
trying to think of these.
I think that is done. I think that was done purposely, and it's not like every film director got in a room and just decided on this. I just think that they say, okay, let's not make the mom on the TV show that attractive because we want to make it more. We want to make it less Hollywood on these TV shows and more realistic, because how many people really would classify their mom as hot?
Oedipus.
You say what?
Oedipus.
What is that? What does that
He's
mean?
one of the Greek guys. He banged his mom
Oh shit!
back in the day. No, I'm talking like the old, the classic.
It better be in the goddamn 1600s.
No, I think it was earlier than that. No, this is like way back.
But yeah,
might have been BC.
what do you think about
No,
that? Is
I
there
get
something
what
to
you're-
that?
I do feel there's something there. I think like when a character is invested in being a mom, like on the show,
Yeah.
like you don't want her her beauty to be like the overwhelming thing that people are thinking about during her scenes. Because you're trying, and when I say be the focus, like I'm sure there's characters that they may have a kid, but like the show's more about their other aspects of their life or whatever. So maybe that's like why you're not focused on that. But I think if you're gonna do like what would be like a family show, and we're gonna have a mom, and we're gonna it's gonna be about her being a mom. Yeah, you're probably not trying to go for super hot, but I think I just found one.
Okay.
There's a girl. Do you ever see the show Reasonable Doubt on Hulu?
Yeah, that's a new season out too, right?
I think it's
so.
coming. Yeah,
I think it's coming. Yeah.
it's coming. But the lawyer,
let me Google that.
the attorney, she's hot. She's a mom,
Yeah.
and she gets smashed all over town. Ain't nobody in LA haven't been through her gate. But you know the show I'm talking about.
Yeah. I got it here now.
I'm gonna put her ahead of Claire.
Is it is her name Jax on there? I think?
Jax, yeah.
Yeah, Jax.
She smokes weed. She
Yeah,
drinks.
yeah,
She's big in sex. Like she.
No, Jax is fine.
Yeah.
She's fine.
You remember that scene? Like her.
I guess because that's more modern, because it just came out like 2022.
Remember
so.
the estranged husband had the video camera and was watching her get smashed by the other dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she got an interesting name. She must be from another country or something. Amajaze Corineladi. I don't know what the hell she
I think you
is.
may have mispronounced that, but I'm okay.
They say she's American. What
Really?
kind of name is that? What these big black people just naming their kids? Just it's a wake up. They not paying 30. We know black parents ain't paying $300,000 to name a baby.
30 grand.
30 grand. We know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that's not in her customer base.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking, man, of moms on shows.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Trying to come forth with a few.
But you pulled that one out of a hat. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let me try to get people some money. Okay.
Oh boy.
Now the first, we haven't done this since the first week, and I've been going for a week or two, whatever. And I was 1-3 with my picks. I've changed my philosophy, and it's not that I changed my philosophy. I've always done this, but I just never shared it with the class.
With the class.
Yeah. There is slow money to be made.
Slow money?
There is slow money to be made
What is slow money?
with sports betting. Okay.
What do we mean by slow money?
Now everybody got their own things. Whether if they can go smaller, they can go single bets, they can go all that. What I utilize is the teaser bet. Okay. Now a teaser bet.
Please explain, because I need these terms broken down.
Yeah,
what is slow money and what's a teaser bet?
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna go hand in hand. So a teaser bet is a parlay. It's still a parlay. So whatever, you're gonna group together 3 or more games or whatever, but with a teaser. So say if you got the Lions and Bengals, right? The spread is Detroit 10.5. You can go teaser with I believe it's 5 points, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so you could tease it up. So you could say, okay.
So the teaser, you can manipulate the spread.
You can manipulate the spread
for whatever the line happens to be.
There you go.
Okay.
And with each one you go up with 5, 6, 8, 10, your winnings would decrease. All right, because you know what I mean. And so I always do 10-point teasers just to be safe, and that's why it's slow money. Okay. But I've won
consistently won over time, not in huge amounts.
But I've won every single week.
You're the tortoise, not the hare.
I'm the tortoise, not the hare.
All right.
Okay?
I like
It's slow money, but it's good money. Yeah. And where I've really been killing that is the totals. Okay?
Over-under?
Over-under totals. Okay. Because the NFL, now, you know what's funny about this? I've won every single NFL one. I've lost every single college one.
Really?
College is so volatile. It's these kids, they wake up some days they want to play, some days they don't, man. It's like you said, you don't know what Florida State got. You don't know what team you're going to get.
You don't know what it's
I know what Bengals team is showing up without Joe Burrow. I'm 1,000% certain of it. That was the easiest money I've ever made in my life, that when they scored 3 points this past Sunday. I know they're not going to move the ball against, what is that, Denver? Okay, without Joe Burrow, that's impossible. All right, so that was easy. You know what I mean? So what I'm doing is, especially on the totals, you can look at it and you can almost just glance at it and know. Okay, so Chiefs Jags, I tease that up 10 and I go under. Jaguars has a really good defense. Okay, Chiefs also have, you know what the Chiefs' strength is on defense? Their run defense. Jacksonville Jaguars, pretty much the only thing they have going this year so far is Travis Etienne on offense. All right,
that tight end.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yes,
I mean, like,
Strange is good.
Big plays, but he's been impressive.
He's going to move the chains, but that's I just do not believe they're going to reach over 56, 57 points total. I just don't. And right now it's set at 46.5. Okay. So I took that one. Okay. Another one I took, let me see here. Like, for example, not Texans Raiders, but Patriots Bills. That's placed at 49.5. I teased that down. So I went over, but I teased it down. So now that's all they have to do is reach over 40.
Combine 40 points, and away you go.
Bills defense have been bad this year. Patriots, they can move the ball. It's slow money.
Okay.
But it's good money. Okay.
I see what you're doing.
What is Chris? Chris says, what he says here.
Missed most of the show.
Just got home. Oh yeah. I've been talking about you here, son. But yeah, man. But take a look into that, okay? And there's slow money, but there's good money in the teaser parlays.
All right.
Okay.
I understand them now, so now I know what they are.
Yeah. There you go. The NBA, man, they're coming around. They're doing a bunch of the media days and all of that. Yeah. Of course, I'm a colossal Philadelphia 76ers fan. The news today with Philly is the Quentin Grimes thing. Are you familiar with Quentin Grimes and his situation?
I know he got a lot of run down the season and kind of showed something. Yeah. But I don't know what contract.
Yeah, and then his contract was up. So this whole time he's been in a contract dispute. He was the very last free agent to be signed. Okay, because he wanted more money, of course.
Right.
And so it's been heavily reported today, Philly this whole offseason had been offering basically a little over $10 million a year.
Okay.
Quentin Grimes wanted mid-20s a year. So it's a huge gap. So what ended up happening was
somebody's delusional.
What ended up happening was he took the qualifying offer and he'll be an unrestricted free agent next year.
What does the qualifier pay him?
So $8 million. $8 million a year. Now here goes the thing for Quentin, right? I'm up and down on whether he should have taken it or not. Because if you look at it on his side and his agent side, he's like, okay, 8.9 million. And for the long term, they were really only offering me a little over 10 anyway. It's not a big difference. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I can bet on myself and then whatever, boom. And then, but the problem is they have so many guards in Philly.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to on that discussion is you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but they have a lot of talented people in the roster. You're not your heyday was getting a lot of minutes on a broken roster.
With a bunch of G leaguers.
Yeah, which put you in a position to kind of do whatever you can or can't want to do offensively or both ends for that matter. So, but now you're presumably coming back to a healthier team with a lot of talented people on the wings. Like, your role is not in your control. Now, you could be that pig-headed guy and like, I'm betting on me and whatever. But sometimes, prudence is better than valor. And I'll be a little surprised if he does a tremendous amount more. Because unless Philadelphia is again ravaged by injury.
That's what I'm trying to go to. Cause he can internally just, these guys are not going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he can know. Because all it takes is it's for his position, another Paul George big injury. McCain is already hurt again. Like, he can look at that, and one thing happens that Tyrese Maxey has been hurt the last 2 seasons. It's been, you know what I mean? People not paying attention. That happens, and all of a sudden he's the show again.
Right, but again,
but that's a lot to bet on. You can't control it. You
can't control it. They have bigger investments in other people, which 100%. Matters.
Even with VJ, not money wise,
but a high pick, lottery, high end talent. They're way more interested in pushing him along.
There you go.
Than you. And then, you can't control it. Now, even if it goes quote unquote well for you, which means that a lot of guys in front of you get hurt. Now you're racking up numbers on another shitty squad.
Back to back.
And is that $25 million?
What team is going to look at that and say,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe you go through all this and somebody pays you 13, or something like that. Yeah, he showed it, did it over 2 years, whatever. But the type of blow up you'd have to get to 25 is wild.
Yeah.
And again, you are coming from the back of the field to do that with a lot of things in your control that you can't control.
And the problem is he's not a premier player. This is like his third, fourth team.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in the league that long.
Yeah.
So and then you're going to be on your fourth or fifth team next year.
With this big, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what team is really looking to
spend that type of money
on a guard on a journeyman at that point?
Yeah, I think he made a mistake. I don't think he'll come out better on this.
Yeah. Now, you got Houston, you got Fred VanVleet out. He's out for the whole year. Do you think that really impacts them as far as like championship, or do you think by it happening this early?
I do think it happening early. You have the maximum ability to adjust. You have very intriguing roster. So, you figure to do well. And so, whether it's midseason trade deadline or whatever, you have time to maybe make a polishing move, that would theoretically fill in what VanVleet brings to the table. But, I'd rather have him than not have him. He's a gritty veteran guy. He's always kind of been around winning as a pro. And I mean, he's a guy I have a lot of respect for as a professional. I recognize his limitations as a player, but he's been in some battles, been in some wars,
100%.
Battle tested. But I don't think this is devastating to them, particularly because it's early, compounded with the fact that you will have some opportunities either by the trade deadline or buyout market to maybe bolster that position if that's what you need at that point.
Anthony Edwards says one of the pieces of advice he got and one mentality he's going to take into next season. The bad teams is going to try to score 70 rather than
who gave him that advice, Booker?
Rather than he would go into the games against bad teams and try to get his teammates involved and stuff like that. What do you think about that comment?
bad.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what does it do? You're Anthony Edwards. You're a rising star in the league. You are should be focused on progressing to getting to a final, winning a final. Why is it first among your thoughts how you're going to choose to perform against bad teams? There aren't many bad teams in the playoffs. Like your mind,
especially not in the West.
Yeah, your mind is in the wrong place if that's what you're talking about. Like, if the comment was different, if it was just like, hey, I'm coming for everything this year.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready, I'm ready to get 70 on you.
Yeah. Good team, bad team.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Like that. I like that quote.
Okay.
What he did, a sign of mental weakness. He's really dropping in my eyes. I was huge Anthony Edwards guy probably, a year and a half ago. And now it's been almost nothing but concerns.
Yeah, we'll have to see there. We'll definitely see that. Are you buying into skinny Luka?
Yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, you're out on skinny Zion and on skinny Luka. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, you have that correct. This is what we argued about when the trade was made. And it was like, I was like, what would be really interesting is if Luka kind of like takes this trade and like uses just as that irrational fuel to whatever. And, I think the body transformation is telling us like this is something serious. So I mean, to me, he seems to be going in the direction that I had hoped he'd go. And again, we got to see it on the court. That's where it matters. But I'm for it. I think this is a good thing. There's no way I think that this is a bad thing. Like, he's put himself in a high level of fitness. He hasn't lost any of his magical basketball abilities.
Well, if you look at Eurobasket, no.
Yeah, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, this has to be good.
Yeah.
And there is a thing, like, when you're hauling around a heavier body, when you're the wear and tear that entails and that sort of stuff. Even look at like Charles Barkley. Like, as his career progressed, even though he was a naturally heavy guy, like, he leaned out. Like, part of it was he realized, I can't.
Yeah. He kind of went the other way.
Yeah. I can't play 82 games in playoffs at a good level when I'm carrying this much weight.
Yeah.
The body just can't take it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a believer in Zion, but I think he's doing the right thing by leaning out.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% think so. My guy Mbappe leaned out.
Okay.
He was never fat.
I was about to say.
No, he was never fat, but he apparently dropped like 3 kilos. And honestly, this year he's scored in every game he's played. He has more goals than games played. And he's like that. The absurd first step explosiveness feels like it's back. And it didn't feel the same before. And now this season it's been.
No, it's definitely something to that. Now in basketball, you kind of gotta maintain it because a lot of those guys, they come into the season, I dropped out or whatever, but they get it right back during the season.
That's what I'm concerned about with Zion and why I don't trust it as much. It's like, okay, you look good right now, but let's see where we are.
Yeah, because when you're in the NBA season, and actually, me and Ed Chris was talking about this. But when you're in the regular season, like, there's not a lot of time to food prep. You don't have your chefs. You don't have this and that. Like, you have to make decisions. You're on the road. It's late night. There's only a couple of things open. Do you have that discipline to not go to whatever, McDonald's or whatever?
Yeah, no, and I think the very best of the guys, they do. And the other guys, it's kind of like, probably not. I'm kind of hungry. Pizza seems good right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, those sort of things for sure. Yeah. But I do think, I do think like those, maybe on longer road trips, not so much, but I do think like the highest level guys like keep their guys around.
With them, yeah.
Whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Zion's making enough money, he can do it.
He's also paying money out to the baby mamas.
Yeah. And don't forget the side chicks too.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for Luka. I think I really, again, I've not been the biggest fan of watching him play, but I understand there's greatness there, and I'm excited if this can push him to another level.
Yeah, 100%. Rich homie Rob, what you want to do? You need us to do something?
Oh man.
Oh, you good?
Yeah. Everything's good, man. I just want to tell everybody we got a great cause going on right now.
Yeah.
Support the brand, man. Support the movement. Every shirt sold goes back to the community. We donate a shirt back to the homeless, back to the youth. We're gonna be starting doing a lot of youth.
Get in the camera a little bit, man. Talk about it a little bit, man. Before we
Yeah,
get
you're,
off
like,
of
way
here,
ahead.
man.
You're off camera.
It's all right. It's all family. They all family, man. They all
How you
family.
doing, man? But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
man. Get right in here. I believe we got a campaign, the I Believe campaign. We're donating a shirt to the homeless, to the youth. We're going to start doing a lot of youth campaigns. We're hooking up with a lot of nonprofits, foundations, and just trying to do our part with the community. Right now, I don't have on a shirt, but you can go to the website, robfrank.com, or you can go to our Instagram, our social media. We've been going crazy with the content and showing everybody how we're doing it. And this is a way to give back. So if you're interested and want to give back to the community which you live in, talk to me and see how you can get involved.
There you go. There you
Sounds
go.
good.
Definitely, most definitely.
All right. Well, that's the show for this week. We'll be back next week.
Yes, sir.
We're out. Still hot mic though, but